Hey y'all, welcome to my page, Shy Girl in Dar Reacts. For those who don't know, my name is Mo. I have been a fan of Love and Marriage Huntsville since 2019, but since moving to Tanzania in 2020, I've missed out on a lot. So join me as I go through starting with season one. And as I do that, I'm going to give my perspective through clips, various situations that the people in the show have had to encounter. If you missed my first video in this series, that video was clips from season 1, episode 1 through 3. All right, y'all. So, if you watched my previous video, you know that I feel as though all these characters pretty much used Melody and that all of them were pretty much fake and phony. So, that is my opinion from me being a viewer of the show. So now let's take a look at, I believe, episode 3 through 6. And these are some things that I'm going to point out that are from my viewpoint. Let me know how you feel about my opinions in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why? Why not? I would love to discuss this show with people now that I am back watching it. It's all new for me. So if there's any other newbies, raise your hands in the comments, please. All right, y'all, let's get into it.
Like, why y'all want to be in my life then?
I honestly do not know where the tears are coming from with her. We both see things in you that you're doing, and we're just trying to bring that to your attention. We're not trying to make you sad or hurt. Let's just own up to this and let's just, move forward. I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to feel this way. We have some love here in our relationship. And it's just like with marriage. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have your disagreements. But at the end of the day, I want to be with you.
And as I stated in my previous video, how I feel about Letitia, I don't think that she disliked Melody. I believe that she felt ignored or not as important as she wanted to be in Melody's life. And that has been her motivation to try to start stuff with Melody, try to accuse Melody of things that, in my opinion, I don't see her doing. I think because at this time, Letitia was a house mom. Her husband doesn't seem to be involved, which she stated many times he's not a hands on father, and that she feels like a married single mom. I feel as though she thought Melody was cool and fun and someone that can be an outlet for her. And as Melody continued to grow and become more busy, growing her family, growing her business, that there wasn't a lot of time being spent with Letitia, and that caused her to start to accuse Melody of changing for the negative when I feel like, in my opinion, that's a very selfish viewpoint and very childlike to turn everything around on you when really the reason for your dismay is that you feel ignored. And to be honest, every character except for Kimmy, every female character except for Kimmy has basically fallen out with Mel because they felt that Mel didn't have time for them, or that she pulled away from them, or that she wasn't answering their calls, or she wasn't answering her text. And I just find it so insane that women can see a mother of 3 at the time, now a mother of 4, going along in the series, knowing that her husband is cheating because the women have heard it in the streets, not from their husbands. Of course, their husbands wouldn't tell them that or anything like that, but they are already hearing this in the streets. So, even if they believed it to be true or not true, it's possible that that's another factor that she could be dealing with. Then, on top of that, she has businesses to run, not one, but multiple, even at that time. And these are not businesses where you just sit behind a computer all day. These are businesses where it's multiple layers to achieve the goal. They're in real estate, they're in home preservation, they're in property preservation. They're into buying land and building. Like that's not something that you just sit and press a button. So we have mother of multiple children, entrepreneur, dealing with emotional and mental stress due to her husband lying and cheating. And everybody is like, well, why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you telling me? Why aren't we hanging out? Why aren't we having fun? And it's like, are y'all airheads or something? Do y'all have like, is there a blinder in front of your face? In front of your eyes? Like, I don't really, really understand why it's so hard to understand. I couldn't be friends with people like that. I like people who make sense, who are mature, who can have conversations, who can express their emotions. That's how you have solid friendships.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's how marriage is. So that's like a good feel this way. We have some love here in our relationship. And it's just like with marriage. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your disagreements. But at the end of the day, I want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's how marriage is. So that like a good that was a good line. We make a card out of that. No, for real, for real. I just want us to just start back having fun together. What she said.
Girl,
Well, y'all, let's just hug this thing out and keep.
I just think it's funny how multiple times Kimmy has accused Mel already in season one, within the first three episodes, of being disingenuous or being fake or not telling people what's really going on and hiding behind the fact that, oh, everything's fine. She is doing it right now. You don't mean that, which is number one, why you're saying it that way. And number two, like, you be phony throughout the whole show. There's literally in my video clips, there are times where she can say one thing when she's talking to Letitia or even her husband, then fiance. And fast forward to her green screen time, she's walking it back, being contradictory. She's very, 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 very fake, hiding behind real. And I really can't stand that type of person.
I believe that there's hope for our friendship. I mean, we may throw some shade and whatever, but at the end of the day, we love each other and we want the best for one another. In the summertime, my schedule is strictly about the kids. They're home all day, so no me time at all. Hey, Mel.
Hey, Tisha, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Kids in the background?
Yes, just 1 second. Hey, guys, can y'all hold it down just a little bit so mommy can hear Miss Mel on the phone, please? Okay, girl, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine, girl. So I have an event that I'm going to, and I was like, well, do you have an extra seat? Because I'd like to bring somebody along.
Oh.
So we saw what happened when the girls got together for the massages at Melody's house. She better than me because I would not be reaching out to invite neither one of them to nothing else after they sat in my house and they expressed their truth to me, that they look at me basically as a phony as bitch. That's how it came off to me. Like, you got this woman crying in her own house, telling her that you don't like when she invites you to places because they're bougie and you don't want to be bougie. And she's not the same person that you guys met a few years ago because now she's bougie. Mm-mm. I wouldn't be inviting her. She's definitely taking the high road and trying to salvage a friendship. So I respect that.
Long story short, I would like to bring you. I think it'll be great.
Thank you so much.
I feel like we're at that place again where we're just loving on each other, being under each other.
I call BS on the host happy relationship. I call
Look at the
BS
face,
on
y'all.
the host happy
She
relationship.
cringed because she knew, she knows, she knew.
So,
Wait,
babe,
let's go back a little bit.
We're at that place again where
Watch
we're
her
just
cringe.
loving on each other, being under each other.
Letitia's gonna cringe.
I call BS
Ooh.
on the host happy relationship.
This her friend, right, y'all? So why in her green screen season one? Why is she talking like that? Hmm? Sounds like you know already, right? So why are you so confused why this woman has pulled back from you? Because you're playing in her face. You're playing in her face.
so babe,
Yes,
so
sir.
what are your thoughts?
What you mean talking about, like, why we getting dressed up and all of this
Yes,
stuff?
yes.
I don't know, babe. Where did you go last night anyway? Where were you?
When?
You said you was going to the gym, but you was gone like an extra hour. Like we're at that place again where we're just loving on each other, being under each other. Where did you go last night anyway? Where were you?
When?
You said you was going to the gym, but you was gone like an extra hour or two, it seemed like.
Well, don't forget it takes 20 minutes to get to the gym, 20 minutes back. So that's about an hour drive time.
Where did you go last night anyway? Where were you?
When?
You said you was going to the gym, but you was gone like an extra hour or two, it seemed like.
Y'all, for those who saw my last video, do y'all see what I mean? When he lies, he stares off, he gets stunned, he smirks a little bit. The smirking is his tail. When he's lying, he smirks. When he's lying, he smirks. And then he starts to over explain and try to over explain very quickly. I don't know if y'all feel me on this. I'm not an expert or anything like that, so I don't have the verbiage to probably properly express what I'm seeing. But for those who see what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. Do you see what I mean about his tail? So now when I go through watching the show and when I go through catching up on different interviews that I missed, I'm going to be able to see Melody and Martell's second child was 5 years old at the time that this show premiered. Now, if you look at the picture up here that I got from the Jasmine brand, it says right here, circa 2015. Then we have Hotel acknowledging that Coleslaw was there and that she took the photo. This is 2015. We know from this bird brain here that they met in 2014. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. This man is just on this show playing in her face and lying, and that's how I feel like I became a fan of her even more. I already was a fan of her, but watching her go through this and watching these people that she brought on this show to give like a platform and to, bring her vision to fruition with these people. And this is what y'all do?
Consider that. I'm
Oh.
smart. I said an extra hour or two.
Okay, I'm not following you, but
I just want to ask you where you went last night.
to the gym. You know, like I gotta gain her trust every time I step out the house. I think she need to fall back a little bit and give me a little bit of space instead of putting all these limits on me. You see this right here? All this don't come from not being at the gym. These little muscles that I got. And me losing this body fat.
We went golfing together the other day, and that was
How many times has he referred to that his side piece as the gym? That is just embarrassing. Code word for her is gym, business meeting, phone call, peasant, 15%. Like, how can you continue to even lay down with a man, let alone talk to him, any of that? talk to him, lay down with him, be around him, when every single time that he has been on national television, he's never said anything positive about you. That's really crazy. Like the narrative that we have about Coleslaw, the perception that we have from her, the foundation of that came from him. The way he represented her in the small doses of acknowledgement that he's even given her. Like that's really crazy.
That's great. But now he's going back to the gym by himself, and I just feel like we're not making
Girl.
any progress.
Can you believe we've been married for 10 years?
I can.
Why are you saying it like that, though? It's been amazing to me. The ups and the downs
Downs aren't amazing.
But the thing is, you learn from your downs.
And he ain't learned shit.
Have
That's
you
the best
learned from yours?
Hell no. There you go.
Hey, I'm still learning.
Oh, now that was a moment of truth for him. You saw that? He looked her dead in the eyes and said, I'm still learning. Translation, in my opinion, I'm still doing the same thing, so I ain't learned my lesson. Playing in her face.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer.
We are. You know, you learn in the valley.
Not a time for jokes.
The valleys. Now, let's go, babe.
Yeah, but you stay in them valleys too long, honey, you're gonna get dried up.
Oh, he definitely dried up now.
We've been planning.
We want to do something special for Mel and Martell, so we're going to go over to 360. Have you heard about that before?
It's an amazing restaurant rooftop.
It's really nice, so we're going to have a really good time.
The Holtz wouldn't celebrate their 2 years.
I think that they said they were too busy. Based on recent conversations, they've been one of them has been a little busier than others. Busy. Based on recent conversations, one of them has been a little busier than others.
He had to fix that real quick. He went from they to one of them. And you know what? That's another point. 2 points from watching Marceau say that, right? Number one, we already know that he knows about the situation. We already know that he knows the girl. So, of course, he can say with confidence that one of them has been busier than the other. And the second part about that, the second point to that, is that if Melody was cheating on her husband, he wouldn't have cleaned that up. If Martell was telling him, I'm cheating because she cheated, then he wouldn't have cleaned that up. He would have kept it as a they. But he made sure he rolled it on back because he knew he didn't want to say a false statement. All these people was playing in her face. Like, why are y'all even trying to? Why is Letitia and Marcel even trying to do anything for their anniversary? The only reason why they want them to be together is because they want to do business with them, not because they actually care about them and their marriage. All these people sitting in this car right now, going through all this hoopla for the Holtz, their only motivation is for business, for the show, for the other things that they're into, real estate and credit repair and building and all those things that they're into. That's what this was for, not because you cared about them. And that's what I don't like. Like, I don't know, she should have brought some real friends on the show with her. And I actually think like she should have been walked away from this. Like, produce it, collect your check, but don't be on it. Like, leave these fools to themselves because the show would go down real fast as soon as Melody makes an exit. And Melody has a following. Like, she has real fans that will follow her to whatever next endeavor she decides to go to or network or whatever. Like she don't need them. It's like she's still doing charity work at this point by even being on the show and like dealing with people who she pretty much has uncovered, in my opinion, was all phony as hell. That's why she pulled away from them. I feel like when she uncovered so much stuff about what Hotel was doing out in the streets, she also uncovered some other things.
You're so funny.
Somebody's been a little busy bee.
We all know that the rumors turned out to be true. So maybe the surprise anniversary dinner might not be the best idea right now. I hope it's not a mistake.
Lying phony.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well.
You look so pretty.
It's all about today.
One of our friends has recently been married for 10 years. and they are the most amazing couple. And we really want to make sure that we can get up and just celebrate love with them.
Oh. Kim and I, we actually have mail a gift. And
All these gifts are from the girls.
Marcel, this is for me and Marcel, directly to Martell.
Okay.
Oh, wow, this is so cool.
This goes inside of the female, and you get to use your phone to make it do certain things.
For Mel to claim she doesn't have sex toys, she knows a lot about this one.
Now this one is from
Girl, because she can read. She can read the container of the gift. Like your point means nothing. And the fact that you stated like it's some real shade, it just makes you look ignorant. Girl, she irks my nerves when I see her on the TV or on my computer or whatever.
Tisha and I.
Let me see what these girls done got.
That's a mess.
That's nice.
I think that a 10-year anniversary keychain would have been a little bit more appropriate.
Like I said in my other video, Hotel stopped liking his wife. He didn't like her anymore either. But for him, it was the business, the lifestyle. I feel like when she looked at him and she said, "You see this?" And he was like, "Oh, it's nice." That he was not into it at all for her with that. And then for Marceau to turn around and say that a keychain would have been more appropriate, we all know men talk. We all know men talk. He knows based off of these comments, in my opinion, like Hotel ain't checking for his wife in the bedroom. And I don't think that that's any fault of Melody's. I think that because he was out there cheating and doing what he was doing, that he, became disinterested at home because for him, it's about the submission and about feeding his ego. And because Melody couldn't feed his ego, especially unnecessarily feeding somebody's ego, falsely stroking it, yeah, I just feel like he wasn't attracted to her because he felt small next to her. He knew that she was the dominant partner, the dominant player in the field, the leader of the team. And I think that he felt emasculated, but that is a self problem, not a problem that should have been imposed on her, something that he needed to be looking into. So, anyway, I said all of that to basically get to the point of what I took from this scene with Martell sounding very disinterested and lackluster in his response about the red lingerie for Melody. And then the green screen of Marceau saying that a keychain would have been more appropriate. Reading in between the lines between the both of them, and I even feel like the camera person or producers or editors of the show, because they put those those two things back to back also are seeing what I'm seeing. I hope that made sense, y'all. Let me know if y'all feel what I'm saying.
Followed up with any people from the library event that we went to?
I did actually. Marcel and I was, remember I was telling you about the young lady that I met, Miss Jones? I did follow up with her just because I felt such a strong connection with her. Like, we're here to celebrate you two and y'all love, and you guys have overcome some things in your relationship. One of the things is infidelity.
Right there, playing in her face. Every time that Letitia has been on the screen, she has either made some smart remark in regards to the infidelity that's going on between the Holts, or she's outright putting that question or implication on the table. You already know. That's why you keep doing this. And if I was her, I wouldn't want to be your friend after seeing this either. I would have looked at you different too. Because you keep putting it, you keep mentioning it like you want to stoke a fire. Playing in her face once again.
In your relationship. One of the things is infidelity. How did you guys overcome that to make you where you're at today? Because you know, you're stronger right now. So.
The hell is she talking about? Who want to be reminded on a 10th anniversary about infidelity?
I think overcoming something as major as infidelity in any relationship is working on building that trust back. Because when trust is broken, it's broken, right?
I think this was not a good idea.
And having a partner in your relationship who is A, willing to admit their mistakes, that's first thing. Saying, I was wrong, I shouldn't have done this is not right, and this isn't the man that I wanted to be to you when I said I'm gonna be your husband, right?
Okay.
B is building that trust and working to build that trust.
She is saying everything, telling everybody our business. I wish it just stopped, period.
Let me tell you something, as a woman, when you step away and you pull that support from that person to show them like, no, we ain't gonna do this, and I'm not gonna still be your best friend, and we ain't gonna still be talking every day, and we ain't gonna be texting all day, and all those things, I feel like it gave him another level of respect for me.
Where do you guys see yourselves in the next 10 years?
I guess doing some type of traveling ball with my kids or something, I don't know. Hopefully my development company would have be $1 billion company by then. It's difficult for you to see what you see in 10 years?
That's a long time away.
Hmm.
Hopefully we're in a much better space 10 years from now, in a positive space.
Ooh, that ego so fragile. Ooh, his ego so fragile. All right, so the restaurant. You see the commentary? You saw the anger in his face when he went over the commentary for the restaurant scene? She telling everybody. I mean, did you see the snarl that he had to pull back? He cares more about the embarrassment of his wife talking about it, but it could be anybody else in them streets when he out and about with his side dish. That spoiled coleslaw. Okay? He It's okay when you're doing whatever you're doing. It's no problem. It's all okay. But the minute that somebody that is not supposed to know about that double life of yours, that other side of you, you just are so appalled. You're appalled. But it's the audacity and the hypocrisy for me. Like, you just a walking contradiction, hotel. Like, are you two people? Or are you just that fake? Are you just that narcissistic? That your viewpoint is just so skewed. Like, he disgusts me from what I'm seeing, what I've witnessed on the show. And the pictures that he took with his mistress, his side chick. Like you left evidence. Anything that anybody has to say about you, there's proof of it. You're not the sharpest crayon in the box. But your ego's so big, couldn't nobody tell you nothing. You just think I don't know what you think you are, but whatever you thinking you are, it is not working for you, sir. Your life is not looking that great. Your reputation is poop. You need to get off the TV. You need to get out of the limelight. You need to go get some type of regular job or get your credentials to work in the field that you're currently in. But you need to take a step back, sir, because you make people's heads hurt and stomachs turn. All the playing in the faces you be doing.
Thank you guys so much, like for the anniversary, dinner. That was so nice.
What about those gifts though?
Now the gifts are really nice. Yes, I haven't tried any of them out yet.
You haven't? Not even the G balls?
Nothing. Yet. No, that was really sweet though.
Good.
She ain't trying to sleep with her.
We had a really, really good time.
Things was just a little intense between Mel and Martell at dinner, so it's nice to hear that they had a good time. I know I may have started a little bit of drama because I asked so many questions, but I'm hoping we can start fresh because we have Kimmy's wedding to celebrate in Miami.
For the library event was so much fun.
Yeah, it was good. I did meet some good people. And I did follow up with an email because I want to make sure I stay in contact with these people.
So like, are you going to lunch anytime soon?
My plan next week is to start scheduling some sit-down lunch, so. I want to get back in the workforce. I just need to get Marcel on the same page with that. When I go to work, I'm going to have a schedule with the kids, schedule my call time, schedule my meetings.
What if someone gave you the blueprint on how to still be an excellent mom, and then also being able to feel like fulfilled? You know what I'm saying?
Do you see the optimism in Melody's face? Like, that didn't seem fake to me. It seemed like me and you may not be the same. We may not have the similar husbands, but we are both wives and mothers. You're expressing to me more than once that you want to have something else going for yourself, that you want to have some type of outlet outside of being a wife and a mother. You feel like you need something else. And so I am encouraging you and giving you ideas, taking you places to try to help you with what you're telling me that you want. I just wanted to point that out before we get to the next scene, that seemed like genuine encouragement and excitement for Letitia to start to venture into something else that Letitia desires to do.
Well, I got the blueprint for you, Tisha. Like your friend is already doing
But
that.
no, it's different with us. Our husband is different.
You have to look and do what is best for you. For me, when you've been betrayed, that's a lot of feeling and emotional and hurt to deal with and to get over. I really had to just show him.
How did you do that?
I left. I left, got my own place, me and the children, honey, and yeah.
So let's also add that into, so not only is she not spending time with Letitia, which Letitia was having an issue with, right? Because she called her out on it about not hanging out and not having fun. So, in addition to the other things that I named, she also had a whole span of time where she left her husband. That's not something that's quick and easy where you can just do it and get back in the flow of life. That's a whole life adjustment. You gotta pack. You gotta find a place. You gotta pay for it. You gotta plan to move in. You gotta get the movers. You gotta actually do the moving date, which means, get it packed up, put it in the truck, take it over to the new place, start to unload it in the new place, get the new place set up. In addition to that, you're still a mother. Still gotta take care of your children, still got to get them to where they need to be, still got to make sure they eat. You have businesses that you're running, still got to answer emails, still have to have meetings, still have to answer phone calls, still have to plan, still have to organize. Like, that's a lot to be going on. And I feel like, did any of these women take that into consideration? Or were they all just selfish or nosy or both? But genuine care, it just doesn't seem to exist. And mind you, I have to keep saying this, like, I only watched 1.5 seasons. I don't even think I watched, maybe I only got to watch one episode of the second season. So I only had 2019 season one to work with. And this is all that I've galvanized in my mind based off of what was portrayed to me through the show. This is what I'm seeing as a viewer. And it really was irritating me to see like them playing in her face. Like, that is the theme of my review, is that that's all I can really come up with. Every episode that I'm watching, because I started with season one again to refresh myself, everything that I'm seeing is reinforcing what I felt in 2019. That everybody's selfish and phony and just, ugh, like, I would not want to be surrounded near this type of energy, this type of character, this type of morals, this type of selfish viewpoint. She probably thinking my feelings is hurt because how my friend never told me this. I was really just hurt because, like, we're supposed to be friends. And friends, you gotta tell your friends what's going on. I just can't believe Melody, the Melody that I knew in the past, she was not like this. She has changed, and it's hurting my feelings.
I left, got my own place, me and the children, honey, and yeah, relearned me, regained my peace.
Well, how long did you leave for?
6 months. Yes, I did.
Oh my God. I can't believe you actually left. Like, that takes courage.
I feel
It
that
does,
when I got to the
Letitia.
point where I decided to move out due to Martell's infidelity, I think once I did that, he gained a whole nother level of respect for me. And I think that he started to see, you know what, Melody is not going to accept this at all. Let me get my stuff together. I do feel like as
I feel bad because she was very hopeful at that time. You see how confidently she's expressing that things are getting back on track and that now he understands, when that just really further proves that he was really selling a lie to her. Like, he was really laying it on that he understood and that he was changing, and that, and his actions were showing to be more romantic and all over each other and all of those things. And it's like, when you realize how fake and phony somebody can be, it's scary. It's scary to think that people can be like that. Like, the world is really messed up, that people, and it's so many people right in front of our faces every day that are capable of that, capable of just being fake and lying and manipulating and scheming and hiding, like, to portray an image of what they want you to believe about them. And I just think that that is terrifying. And it really just shows, like, you have to have God, whatever you call God, whatever your belief system is. I don't judge and I don't have an opinion about that. But what I will say is, whatever God you believe in, the creator of this world, the creator of life, the source energy, the most high, the whatever you want to call the creator of all living things, whatever you want to call that power, we need to have a connection with that. People need to, because if you don't, you just don't have any standards for character. You don't have any problems with lying and manipulating. And I just feel like we shouldn't be caring about what other people think. We should be just living in our truths. Life will reward you so much better when you just live authentically with morals and character. Like, I have to keep saying that because I feel like that is it's not acknowledged enough. It's not, those words aren't pinpointing enough at people about having true character, true morals, true standards, a sense of right and wrong, and a willingness to say, no, I'm not going to do that. Put self-interest aside and say, no, I'm not going to be that way. We have a choice. Our bodies don't run us, we run them. We are in charge of this vessel. So for me, there's just no excuse. And I'm not over here sitting on some, high moral ground where it's like I've never made mistakes, I've never done anything, I've never done these type of things, I've never been that type of person. But in general, yeah, I've done wrong. But moving through life now, I know that it's always more important to be on the up and up and be true to self. The reward is so much greater. And I think that that's what people don't understand about Melody. I'm not saying she's perfect. I'm not saying every scene that I've watched that I felt like she handled the best and that there's some excusable reason for when she does wrong. No, I believe that, she's not perfect. I believe she has done things that may have offended people or whatever the case may be, or rubbed people the wrong way. But even still, because she is being true to herself and because she does have standards and represents herself in a way all the way around to be that person, it makes her likable. It makes people want to root for her. It makes people relate to her. And it's not in the same way as the rest of the cast. The rest of the cast, in my opinion, is very sneaky, very phony, very selfish, and in it for like the opportunity, not for the sincerity of building together and being friends. Um, and because we see that, it kind of does make her reactions or her behavior towards some of you on the series somewhat easier to swallow than y'all's behavior. I feel like she's the only one on the show that really gave her real life, and everybody else came on here to live a facade, to display a facade. And then they wonder why people don't like them or don't gravitate to them or don't want to support them. Now, I'm not saying we should tear them down and make up stuff, but for us to, so many people to see some of the same things that I see, that's what made it even more of like, I feel like a cultural phenomenon because it was something that just pulled us all together because it's like, why isn't people seeing what we seeing when there's so many of us that are seeing it? All right, y'all, let's get back to it because it's about to get even more sketchy. So let me try to reduce my commentary in between each pause. But as you all know, for copyright purposes, I need to be pausing, I need to be talking, I need to be ad-libbing. So if that's something that is not vibing with you, please feel free to exit and catch a different style of video that doesn't have so many interruptions. And yeah, all right, let's go.
Women, we do have to take a stand and set those boundaries and say what we're gonna take and what we're not gonna take and make sure that they understand I can be here or not be here.
Marcel hasn't budged on me working. So maybe I do need to put the pressure on him to get him to see how serious I am.
How are you? How are you?
Here we go with the mess.
I wanted to come pick Kimmy brain because she's a single mom. And Kimmy can relate to what I'm going through more than Mel. So I had lunch with Mel. That was kind of interesting. We had a pretty good discussion talking about me going back into the workforce.
I don't know if you should like take all of your advice.
Well, you know
from
me.
Mel.
All right, what did they say? And Kimmy can relate to what I'm going through more than Mel. So I had lunch with Mel. That was kind of interesting. We had a pretty good discussion talking about me going back into the workforce.
I don't know if you should like take all of your advice
Well, you know
from
me.
Mel.
All right, what did they say? You eat the fish, throw away the bone.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause right there. So you're sitting in the salon, your friend comes in, she's telling you about a conversation she had with your other quote unquote friend, and not even 30 seconds into the conversation, because all Tisha has said so far is that I went and had lunch and had a conversation with Mel about me getting back into the workforce. And the face that Kimmy made, which her face is always speaking her truth, in my opinion, is immediately going into, like she said, I don't think you should take advice from Mel. And that's exactly the face that she made was, advice from Mel. Now, why would someone say something like that? Why would someone make a face like that? What would be so wrong with the advice that you think that Mel would give? To just immediately dismiss it, but that's your friend. I stand by my opinion that Kimmy never liked Mel from the first time that she probably met that lady.
And she's been like so career oriented, and Marcel's not Martell.
So this is what she said. She was like, well, I have the blueprint. I have the blueprint.
She's referring to her and
She
her
was like,
marriage as
no.
the blueprint.
She said, this is what she said. She was like, well, I have the blueprint. I have the blueprint.
She's referring to her and
She
her
was like,
marriage as
no.
the blueprint.
She said, yeah, I have the blueprints. I have the blueprints. With Marcel, you got to put your foot down. You got to let him know what you stand like. I left Martell for 6 months, and that whipped him into shape. I don't know. You think maybe she's telling me I need to leave Marcel for a little bit?
Childish.
I want to get back in the workforce. I just need to get Marcel on the same page with that. When I go to work, I'm going to have a schedule with the kids, schedule my call time, schedule my meetings.
What if someone gave you the blueprint on how to still be an excellent mom, and then also being able to feel like fulfilled? You know what I'm saying?
Honey, no. And if she was, that's the most ridiculous bull I've ever heard, ever.
Yeah.
I don't think Mel is in the best position to give blueprints or marital advice. Because you have 10 years to your back doesn't necessarily mean that the road was not rough. So she can keep her advice. You just gotta find a happy medium.
I think she believed that they have done that. They're there at that point in their life.
And so he
she's
had
like,
to cheat to get there? What? It's like she's kind of grooming you to be a mini Mel.
And that's not gonna happen.
Well, she's trying to create a Mel Jr.
But why?
Like the mini me Mel.
I just want to be me.
I really think Mel wants somebody that wants to be like her. If you handing out blueprints, that means you want a duplicate of you. Tisha's happy in her skin.
Tisha don't seem happy. Tisha coming to Mel and coming to you about how she feels like a single mother, how she would like to work, but her husband won't allow her to, how he won't help, he won't assist, he won't be a teammate, a partner with her, a teammate with her. So she does not seem happy. And secondly, this conversation from the inception, from the moment Tisha first said Mel's name in this conversation, their, in my opinion, their jealousy, their envy, it just, they couldn't contain it. So now we get a glimpse of probably many conversations that are had or have been had between the two of them and how they work each other up, misinterpret or be misleading with the content of a conversation on purpose because you really, like Tisha, you really, 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 the way that you explained this to Kimmy, you really believe that that's how it sounded to you? Or is your internal feelings about Mel coming out in the way that you are conveying this story to Kimmy? Because the way that you're saying it is really, really, really pathetic. The conversation that y'all had at the table, you and Melody, seemed very nice. You seem to be nodding your head and understanding, asking questions, having conversation like normal women. But then you get in front of Kimmy and now you're portraying it as Mel was trying to brainwash you or to convince you or influence you to leave your husband. She literally said, well, for me, I had to leave. She did not say for you. She's talking about her experience. So, did you truly believe that she was trying to say that you should leave your husband? Or are you projecting because you know your husband got you on lock and there is no way for you to put your foot down in your home? The only way for Letitia, in my opinion, to put her foot down in her home would be to leave, but to turn around and say that Melody said that to you to try to tell you that you should be leaving your husband is absolutely ridiculous. It's kind of like you put a battery in the back of Kimmy or something because maybe you already knew that she didn't like her. So you conveyed the story in that way to get that response from Kimmy. Because what was Kimmy's response? That's absolutely ridiculous. And it is. But it's also a lie or an embellishment or an exaggeration. Tisha is just very childish and I don't know, maybe she was spending too much time at home with them kids. She forgot what it was like to be a mature adult because the way that she's moving season one between episode 1 through 6, 1 through 5 or 6, and then you want to turn around and blame everybody else for the public not liking you. We only can go off of what we see, and this is what we're seeing.
Mel is in the best position to give blueprints or marital advice. Because you have 10 years to your back doesn't necessarily mean that the road was not rough. So she can keep her advice. You just gotta find a happy medium.
I think she believed that they have done that. They're there at that point in their life.
And so he had to cheat to get there? What? It's like she's kind of grooming you to be a mini Mel.
And that's not gonna happen.
Well, she's trying to create a Mel Jr.
But why?
Like the mini me Mel.
I just want to be me.
I really think Mel wants somebody that wants to be like her. If you handing out blueprints, that means you want a duplicate of you. Tisha's happy in her skin.
Petty thinking.
She needs to pick somebody else.
Our situation is different. Marcel is not cheating on me.
Exactly.
So it's like, no. It has taken a lot of work to, get to us to where we're at right now.
There was a time he didn't want you to get your license, right?
That's why when I was like, at that time, I felt like a single mom.
Here by now.
You rushing too, by the way. Martell says it was my fault.
Where's Mel and Martell?
They're not coming, Tisha. Okay? They'd have been here by now.
You seem to be the only one that cares. No. I actually do care if Mel and Martell show up because I've been worried about them ever since we had the anniversary. You seem to be the only one that cares.
No.
I actually do care if Mel and Martell show up because I've been worried about them ever since we had the anniversary dinner.
Not have a bachelor party, so I just had my bachelor party.
We want these two bags.
All right, now right here, I feel like my mouth was on the floor. If we could be a fly on the wall outside of this scene gives us an implication of how Hotel moves when he's out in these streets. Okay? Look at how this man acts in this strip club. This man's ego got him out here thinking he is hot, stinky poop. Watch this, y'all. This man is gross. And you see I got the little clip down here because he kissed this stripper. He kissed two strippers in season 1 on camera without any regard. He's so drunk, look at his eyes. His eyes, he is gone. So imagine, just imagine how he was out here moving, how he been out here moving, in my opinion.
I'm getting married too. Let's go. I don't know what I was saying. I'm not gonna lie. I was gone.
Bro, simmer down. This is Reese's thing. Bro, simmer down. This is Reese's thing. Martell doesn't look like a guy that's fighting for his marriage right now.
Those his friends, and we see what they doing. Nothing to help.
I mean, it's so. I think that being at Kimmy and Maurice's wedding just really made me reflect on my marriage, and Martell and I, we had a very interesting conversation, to say the least. What I need from you is knowing that this is not gonna happen again.
It was a friendship.
A friendship with sexual added in.
Okay, yeah.
How long was it?
A year.
So you're still lying.
No, I'm.
See, we can't.
See?
Okay.
Hey, you see? He laughs, he smiles, he can't help it when he lies. Y'all look at the proof around my screen. Martell himself says that Ariana took the picture in 2015. 2015. The picture right here. Like, come on. Like, 1 year, this is 2019. So he's saying that he started messing around with Ariane as a friend with benefit situation in 2018. Ariane said they met in 2014. This picture was taken 2015. Let's watch him lie to her face again. Like, that's what kills me. Like, this woman was trying to give her husband the benefit of the doubt. This woman was trying to save her marriage. She did everything that she thought was the best in the best interest of that. We can say all day that women should leave as soon as somebody cheats. And yeah, we should, because we see that it like once they do it and you take them back, it just seems like they don't ever really stop. It's like it sends the opposite message. But just because we're learning that as women doesn't mean that when a woman does it at the time that she's aware of that. Most of us aren't aware of that. It's something that you go through to get to that type of understanding. And this man is lying in her face, playing mind games with her, not giving her the full truth, and expressing how he wants to stay together and save his marriage and be her best friend and all of these things. And now, in my opinion, I see why she was on an up and down roller coaster during this whole season, because how can you keep your sanity when somebody's playing mind games with you? And you also have to do other important things like run your household, take care of your kids, run your businesses, and try to maintain some type of outlet. Don't Let's not forget about self-care. She is on TV and she is a business person and has places to go. So that means you have to get your hair done sometimes. You got to get your nails done sometimes. You got to get your makeup done sometimes. Like, this is a lot of moving components to the operation. And when you have everybody in your circle, especially your own husband, being the one to put all the pressure on you to be a certain way, to do all these things, and then also show up for everybody else and give them what they need. If that's not parasitic, I can't think of nothing else. Like, it's like everybody latched onto her and had no empathy, no sympathy, no understanding, no nothing for this lady when all of them knew what was going on. So let me rewind a little bit, because I stopped it because he was doing that smirking thing as he is telling a blatant lie. And so, I want us, if anybody that's watching my videos and anybody that's a fan of the show, um, I think that we would enjoy learning and observing his indicator of when he's lying. So that way when we look at other stuff, we can just, keep it going. We can just keep it going, because you know, even experts say that everybody has a tail when they lie because your body, your mental, and your everything about you as a person typically subconsciously knows that lying is bad. So you will have some type of physical reaction to you telling a lie, some type of uncomfortableness because you know that you're doing something wrong. Okay, so let's rewind it a little bit. Let's see the lie. Let's see the body language.
And Martell and I, we had a very interesting conversation, to say the least. What I need from you is knowing that this is not going to happen again.
It was a friendship.
A friendship with sexual added in.
Okay, yeah.
How long was it?
A year.
So you're still lying.
No, I'm.
See, we can't move
Okay,
forward.
we talked for 2 years.
It's not getting better. Better isn't good enough. I have tons of people all the time who are like, hey, Melody, how do you do all that you do? Oh my gosh. And that's because I push myself like that to be the best. So that's what I want in return. I feel like I deserve that in return.
Oh, I hate you're having to go through this. Oh, I knew something was going on because, you know, I listened to the kids. I know Martell is speaking something he's heard his dad say. And I know Mariah is saying something that she's heard her mom say or do.
Yep, it's not healthy for anybody. It's very important.
So
I
sad
don't
for
want
the
them to
kids.
make this a normal thing to where when they get older, they stick in a marriage that's, you know, going the way this one is and think, oh, well, it's okay. I know no marriage is gonna be perfect. You know, I get that. But at some point, all of the bull has to go away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep going through stuff. And that's just how I feel. You start feeling like it's a pattern or somebody's continuously walking over you, then you just have to make a change. Enough is enough.
As it should be. Like, nobody deserves that, man or woman. Like, basically, what I'm saying is nobody deserves to be cheated on. Nobody deserves to be manipulated. Nobody deserves to be strung along with something that's not real. Um, and it's just really, really sad for the kids because this was a beautiful black family that had the potential to really just, you know, put one down in the books on behalf of our people in representation. And unfortunately, the ego of the man was too weak to lead his family and to walk with integrity and character. So it's unfortunate. They really got us on the high from episode one, and then it just came crashing down and never went back up. So yeah, that's the end of my commentary for this these episodes right here. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Are there any new Love and Marriage Huntsville viewers watching with me or reviewing with me or reacting with me? Some of the people who are farther along in the show or completely caught up, what are your thoughts of my viewpoint with you guys knowing what's going to happen down the line? Um, so yeah, next time we'll be heading on to the next 3 episodes. I'm going to start working on the compilation probably today. I got a little time in between classes. And yeah, y'all, talk to y'all later.